99 problems, but a mortgage ain't one. James Valenti says, sorry, but I'm a little new, but what do you do as a job to make money as a full-time RVer? Not this again. I just work a regular job, a 9-to-5 job. I change jobs. I'm usually in sales, though. When I get bored of a job, I take a new job. So I work just like anyone else. I don't see how... You remember, I'm an urban camper. I live in the city and always have and probably always will. And just because my apartment is built on wheels instead of concrete foundation doesn't have any relevance to my choice of work or where I want to, or what kind of job I take. So it doesn't really matter. Aaron Orozco says, what size water tank do you have on your RV? Another one. Did you not watch my water collection video? I mentioned it twice in there. 83 liters. Okay. Sky Boaty Boy, for your Q&A, do you filter the rainwater that you collect? And I assume you have a valve or something to divert the water elsewhere once your tank is full. Thanks. Why does it matter? Look, a few of you have asked what about the overflow? Like, this thought never crossed my mind. Why would you need an overflow? First of all, I did not... Please watch the video again. Please watch the video again for the rainwater collection. I did not change anything on my water system on the van. All I did was pipe into the existing water fill up. Remember this from the video, or did you miss this? I plugged a new pipe onto the existing filler pipe. So the water pours in the same way as if you stick a garden hose in. All right? All RVs, it doesn't matter. You stick a hose in, once it's finished filling, it just pours out the side. So who really cares? You don't need an overflow. And you know what? Even if it didn't have the factory, they all have a factory air vent, and the water would just pour out. But even if it didn't have that, it would just go up the roof and pour off the roof. Why would it matter if it poured off the roof? Who cares? It's raining. So overflow certainly isn't necessary. And I do have the cutoff. Again, that was in my video. Please look at, that was right at the beginning of the video, actually. That was right at the beginning of the video, actually. I showed the screen and I showed the cutoff switch. It's all there in the video. And I went and took the O-ring out of this and bought a indoor faucet washer screen, which will keep, you know, any twigs or any branch pieces or leaves and stuff from getting in there. And I got a bunch of replacements, so I can just unscrew it inside anytime and replace the filter. All right, again, it's not for drinking water, so you people freaking out about that don't have to worry about it. Sorry, I just get frustrated when people ask questions that I showed very clearly in my video. Edward Holton, got a question. The rainwater tank will get dirt in from the rain. How do you clean this out? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not worried about it. Look, I have the filter, as you saw in the video, if you noticed. And that'll keep the big stuff out. As far as little bits of dirt and grime, you know what? Clean your tank out once a year, all right? They all have a drain underneath. You can wash it out. And a little bit of dirt. I mean, it's a trade-off. You're going to have a little bit of dirt in the bottom of your tank, or you're going to have no water collection system. What are you going to choose? I'm not worried about a bit of dirt. Come on. No big deal. Steve W. says, another person asked close to what I would like to know. Your water catch system is ingenious. I noticed that you said that you can now take the longer showers without really worrying about water usage as much. But now doesn't your waste tank fill a lot quicker? Like I said, gray water is open, so it doesn't matter. The gray water stays open. And since you guys, I'm just going to show you. Okay. There's the gray water. That's why they come with the cap on it. You can just pop it open, and then I open the valve, and then I just let it drip out. Unless I'm in a place where you don't want water pouring out. Okay. So I can shower all day, it just goes right through. Now, water. Here's the water fill up. All RVs have the same thing, and there's the air. Otherwise you wouldn't get water in it because the air's got to come out somehow. So when you put the hose in and it fills up, the water just comes pouring out. So if it's raining heavy enough, theoretically it would just pour out of there. And if it didn't pour out of there, it would just pour out of the roof. Again. And either way, it wouldn't really matter. Who cares if it's pouring out? Who cares? And Ricky Chapman says, how long does your battery system last when you have the AC on? Oh, again, that's very rare that I would run it without the generator running. That's not a good idea. Maybe half an hour. But even if it works, it's not good on your batteries to put that much drain on battery systems. You're going to shorten the life of your batteries very quickly if you do that. And I want my batteries to last for years, so I don't put unnecessary strain on them. I don't mind using the microwave and stuff off the batteries because it's only for a couple of minutes, all right? So the only time that I ever run my AC off the batteries is if I'm inside and it's really, really hot, and I'll quickly turn on my AC while I jump in the shower, jump out, and you got nice cold air blowing on you. That's great. And if I want to keep the AC on, I'll run outside, start the generator, and flick it over to that instead, because otherwise you're just doing some major damage to your batteries over a pretty short period of time. So it's not a good idea. I don't care if you have 4 or 5 batteries, you shouldn't put 500 watts or whatever it is off your battery for more than a few minutes at a time. So probably not a good idea. It doesn't make sense. It's not efficient. It's a hell of a lot more efficient to spend a few cents in gas on a generator than it is to drain down your batteries and have to replace those. Cody Tomlin says, do you think living in an RV is better than a house since you can do anything in them? Me and my friend plan on living in one next year. I want to know before we buy one and fix it up to live in. Well, obviously I do, because I chose to do this. This lifestyle is completely by choice. It had nothing to do with finances or anything else. Just like a lot of people choose to live in sailboats. It's the same thing. I wanted the freedom, and I like being mobile, and I like small, cozy spaces. So it doesn't make sense to me to, I mean, if you wanted me to live in a house or an apartment, you'd have to pay me. I don't care if it cost $1,000 a month to do this lifestyle and $1,000 a month to rent a nice apartment in Vancouver. I'm choosing this, even if they're the same price. So I've made that pretty clear in most of my videos that this is completely by choice. And I love the lifestyle. I wouldn't have it any other way. The only other thing I would do is a boat. I would do a boat as well. Big Blue Glide says, Justin, do you believe RVs exist on other planets? If so, do you think they are or have superior features? And if so, what would those be? Well, that's assuming that you're talking about planets that are farther ahead in progress than we are. Maybe it's a planet that's not as advanced as us and they're still living in horse carriages. They're like gypsies, right? Other than that, maybe they have flying RVs. It is 2015 now, right? Back to the Future Part 2. Where's the flying vans? Come on, Doc. Great Scott.